Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Loki. This is season 2, episode 2, titled Breaking Brad. Who the hell is Brad? And what?
And why are we breaking him?
Poor Brad. I really enjoyed the first episode. It was nice to get back into this world with the TVA and Loki and Mobius, and it was just, yeah, picking up where we left off at the end of the first season and then full steam ahead. A lot of levity, but also there were a lot of stakes and, of course, introductions to new characters. OB being the big standout. It's very nice to see him being part of the MCU. Ki Hui Kwan, I think that's actually how you pronounce his name. Or maybe I'm just doing it wrong again. Either way, we really love the guy, and we so far still really love this series. Like, they have to do something really wrong for us to not enjoy it. And I also just quickly wanted to clarify something. When we say that there's a Marvel fatigue, it doesn't mean that everyone has a Marvel fatigue. It's just what we hear and read and what we feel ourselves. And it doesn't mean either that we hate everything that came out recently. It's like there's a lot of good,
very good things. It's not like that. It's not like we can't see the potential and the great things in
not at all.
In what's coming out. It's just that it seems like there's a lot.
There's a lot, and the quality for us has just been more up and down. And I also said that with the series, it's gone kind of downhill since we started with WandaVision and Loki season 1. And again, that doesn't mean that everything is bad. It's just it didn't reach the highs for us as like with WandaVision and Loki season 1. Like for example, I really enjoyed Moon Knight. It was only, I think, the way they wrapped it up in the end in that series that didn't reach its potential, I thought, personally.
And I personally really love She-Hulk.
Yeah.
It's a very, like, for me at least, it's definitely up there with Loki and WandaVision.
Exactly.
Happened to forget it in the moment because it happens.
It happens. Like
there's a lot, as I said.
there is a lot, and same with the movies. There's some really good ones, and then some of the movies that didn't really speak to us. And if you compare it to, for example, like the first couple of phases, where there also were a couple of duds in there, if you ask me.
Sure, definitely.
Like Iron Man 2 didn't really do it for me. A lot of people shit on Thor: The Dark World, and Iron Man 3 can be very whoop if you ask people. But they all, like, there weren't as much back then, and they all culminated in a big Avengers event. And we've been in phase 4, or are we in phase 5 now? I don't even know, but we've been in this for years now, and we haven't reached that climax yet. Like, we don't exactly know what we're building to, or it's not that clear, other than, I guess, Kang and multiverses are involved. But yeah, sorry, just wanted to clear some of that up with our thoughts and whatnot. But now let's get into it. Do you have anything you want to say before we start?
It was a mistake, but I'm starting to, like, I'm really growing to like the color. So
yes, I like it too.
Thank you.
All right, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video, throw in a comment. It really helps out when you do that. And also, you can check out our Patreon page, where we have early reactions for some of the shows that we're doing, and also, of course, uncuts, where you can sync it up to your own copy of the episode. Just watch the whole thing with us. Link down in the description below. There we go. And here we go.
This changes everything.
This changes nothing.
Dox and her crew are raiding the armory.
Raiding the armory. Why does he speak like that?
Sylvie's not here.
We just got here.
It doesn't feel right.
I know, but why?
It's too safe. Okay. It's not a war zone. It's not an apocalypse. It's not her style.
Okay, well, maybe she...
Year Star Wars.
She doesn't have to go to war zones anymore. Hey, is that Hunter
X5?
How are you?
How do you feel about your meteoric rise?
Is that Brad?
I don't know how I feel,
Is this
but
Brad?
I know I look pretty darn good.
Is that who we are breaking?
Maybe.
Mobius! Whoa!
Oh, okay.
Forgotten about the little people.
Okay, so he is undercover?
You could all use a drink, right? What are you drinking?
Surprise me.
Okay, how about you?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right, we'll do whiskeys.
We're still working. Is he running now?
He is running.
Brad Wolf, can I
Brad,
get your
yeah.
autograph?
And for hey,
Oh shit! What the? Oh, nice.
you're gonna ruin my life here.
Your life here?
Perhaps
Oh
when
yeah, don't. Sometimes I forget what Loki can do.
that he can actually do something. Like he has.
He's a god.
Yeah, my God, yeah. Perhaps he is so happy for his life here that's why he doesn't want to have his cover blown.
Yeah, maybe. It's just like, I really like it here. I'm a movie star.
I kind of hope so. That like the variants find out that they have lives. That they can like.
Did you really think you could outrun me?
Yeah.
What was that? And why didn't you do that sooner?
Yeah. Why the whole running thing with.
Hold on a second, all right? Hold on. Back up. Back up. Hey. Back up.
These hoodlums are all dressed very differently. Oh.
Sounds sophisticated, X5.
Nope.
You quit with the magic and fight fair. Oh, shit.
It's not a fair fight.
Oh. Oh, that's so cool. We haven't seen him use his Loki powers in a while, it feels like. I actually really like that intro. It's
Yeah,
nice
I
and
was
simple.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, very nice.
Do you think this is a higher priority than preventing a temporal meltdown?
No, just focus on the temple. I agree.
Everything you need to know about this, I wrote about it in here.
Read the frickin' manual.
He's just trying to sell his damn manual.
Read the thing I wrote. Come on.
But I get it. I get it.
Renslayer erased the data from her temp pad, but I was able to piece together who sent the last message.
Ooh.
Casey, tell them what you just told me.
Miss Minutes is helping Renslayer.
What? That explains the radio silence. Hang on.
But that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Renslayer and He Who Remains. It sounded like they were partners.
She really is full of surprise.
That's not what you wanted to
No,
say.
no. That's definitely not what you wanted to say.
X5 says it somehow blocks TVA tracking.
That's not what it does.
Oh, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. Haven't you read the TVA guide?
Oh. Trying to.
Let's take a run at Brad Wolf. Let's take a big run at him. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Time to break bread.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and take this time collar off and start treating me like somebody who outranks you?
I don't work here.
Oh, that's a good point. You should stop talking.
I love all of these sets, by the way.
Well, I went down and got my life. What exactly are you mad at me about?
There are lives at stake.
Oh, you have got some nerve.
Yeah.
There are lives at stake.
With everything you've done, Loki.
You just make everything worse. For Mobius, for B-15, for your mother.
Ooh, okay, low blow. Low blow.
You're a villain. You're good at it. Do that.
Okay.
You want to see me being a villain?
Thank you, Brad.
Uh-oh.
Very much. I really am touched, Loki. Perhaps I've just been biding my time so I can do terrible, awful things to you.
He needs therapy. I can recommend someone.
Okay, come on.
Want to work that out.
He's not wrong about that.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Brad. Brad who? That's showbiz.
Do you have any idea what kind of life you might have left behind? Who might be waiting for you back there? I mean, do you care? I mean, you know they took us.
Is Mobius gonna be the one who breaks?
I don't even know where to start with that, but you're nothing here. And until you wake up, you're just a nowhere man. You're a...
Yep.
Yep.
Mobius. Yes.
Touched your nerve there, huh?
Yeah. Brad really is an asshole.
Mm-hmm. But he also, like, he's the worst kind of asshole that just knows exactly how to get under your skin.
Yeah.
Well,
by mixing in like a little bit of the truth
sure.
about. Yeah.
Where are we? I was following you.
Where are we?
Mobius, you were clearly ahead of me.
I just love their chemistry.
Oi!
Oh, that looks nice.
That looks very
Poisonous.
exactly. I love it. Like I don't know if I'm right here, but like the 60s vibe.
70s.
60s, 70s.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the rage builds up and you just gotta let it out. You remember that time? I was so angry with my father and my brother. I went down to Earth and I held the whole of New York City hostage with an alien army.
Yes.
I think everyone remembers that.
Wasn't tactical. Yeah. I lost it.
I love that he speaks about it just like it's this silly little thing.
Yeah. This one time when I did this stupid little thing.
Something bad I can handle. What if it's something good? You think I want to have that rattling around in here? Of course not.
Sure.
What if he's just riding around on jet skis every single day?
He found her, maybe didn't turn her in, because he wants to continue to live his best life on the timeline.
Thank you,
Time to be
Mobius.
Brad Wolf.
Who wouldn't?
Right.
Who wouldn't? What? Access denied? Ha? What? What that?
Wow. Big broom thing, perhaps? Or...
Controller.
Okay, we can't start the festivities without that little baby. Stand by.
Just gonna. Ah.
Open up. Hey.
Turns out.
I'm guessing this is part of the plan.
Hey! Loki, you're not a villain. You're not.
Look at that.
Vacuum?
What does this one do?
Whoa. What the?
I guess there's a learning curve with this thing, right? Yeah, there is a learning curve. You know, you could kill me with that. Could I?
Could I?
Okay. All right. That's only made it smaller. Now
Oh,
look,
we did?
I don't know where Docs and the others are.
That's not what he asked.
I've done some terrible, awful things.
Yeah, you have. You're doing one right now. Have some perspective on your... None of this is real.
Well, if none of this is real, I guess you aren't either. Just tell me where Sylvie is.
I'll tell you where she is. She has a new life.
What? Was this the plan?
Nope. I'm not sure.
You said you bailed on the mission.
Yeah, but I found her first. She's on a branch.
Ah, yeah.
He knows where Sylvie is.
See? A little bit of mischief.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hey, OB, this is Casey. I thought I could help.
What?
OB?
Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Ouroboros?
Yes,
Biggest
You
fan.
wrote the TVA guidebook.
you've read it?
Read it. I practically memorized it.
Finally, someone. Do we have time for this?
Only the person who designed it can open it with a live scan of his temporal aura.
He who remains.
And he's dead. So without Miss Minutes to help us override the lock, we're stuck.
Great.
If you're wasting our time, you're going right back in the gizmo.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey. Okay, all right, look, she's in there.
She just stayed at the McDonald's?
Perhaps?
Is that trying everything?
Hey, can you refill the straw dispenser when you get a sec?
Already done it.
She's working there.
Orders up.
She just wanted a normal life.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere if I get some apple pie.
No.
Didn't you just have pie?
He really likes pie. Do they still serve apple pie at McDonald's? I don't think I've had that in I don't know how long. Maybe it's just here in Denmark. They don't.
It's a short break, so talk fast.
Love the mullet.
You've made a home? If what He Who Remains said is true, the TVA is the only defense. There's nothing that stands between this world and utter destruction. Without the TVA, all of this, everything, is gone.
I thought you were setting us up for an ambush. Hell, you were just setting us up for a great meal. Thank you.
What is happening right now?
Is this sponsored by McDonald's?
Perhaps it's just like very 80s? I don't know.
It is one hell of a product placement.
Sure.
Is this a setup? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, wait.
He shows up again. His variants, what are you gonna do?
Kill him.
Sorry to interrupt. I think Brad's got something that he might...
Easier said than done. Or do you have an army of ants?
We are all gonna die. This is gone unless we...
All this for Sylvie?
I don't buy it.
They're gonna bomb every branch.
Yeah, including this one.
They're gonna what?
Targets are popping up all over the branches.
That's what they would...
This attack is coming.
Yeah, okay.
Looks like they're connected to the templates.
Maybe that's why Brad's was modified.
They've pruned 30% of the branches. Is Mobius on the ground yet?
Set up what you can!
Damn. This is fucking crazy. Oh, nice. Whoa. Should have done that to begin with.
Is this all of Dox's loyalists?
Everyone who didn't escape.
Mobius, you should come back.
Loki, we need to go.
How much did they end up?
Pruning.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Those are people.
Guys, I got a hit on Renslayer's temp pad.
So
Is this the best you lot can do?
there was nothing we could do.
At least they pulled you out of there.
The TVA is the problem. It's broken.
They're trying to fix it. That's what they're doing.
If it's still there.
Please don't. It's harder to stay.
Oh, okay. It is still there. So you can choose to stay or help.
What is that?
Yeah, wait, what was that? We saw it in the previously on as well. I just can't remember exactly what it is. Feel free to tell us in the comments, because I just don't remember.
You
but
asked for it.
It's... Yeah, people are gonna do that either way.
400 comments about what it is.
Hey, that's good. Helps with the algorithm. Alright, let's just wait and see if there's another post-credit, mid-credit thing. I really like this show. I love all of these characters. Love spending time with them. I've seen some people say, like, some reviewers who've already watched, like, the first 4 episodes. They said that, like, especially episode 2, or just, like, the beginning of the series 1 and 2, that they were afraid that it was going to be hard to follow and people were going to be confused. I'm not that confused. Like, no.
I was
really.
very confused about the last one, but it seems like it's getting... there's a clearer picture being painted here, but perhaps it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just, to me, it's just like the nature of the show. It's supposed to be like that, and even like many of the characters don't know what the hell is going on most of the time. So we're just on this ride with them, and I enjoy that. There's that thing. Yeah. So he was wearing that.
The one who remains.
He who remains, yeah, was wearing it. So she obviously took it when she killed him, and then
was it like the original Miss Minutes, perhaps? And that's why she's able to actually travel. Or like Tempad, sorry, the original Tempad.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying nope to what you
said.
No,
sure. I got it.
Yeah.
You said it to the viewers.
Yeah.
I knew what was going on.
Yeah. So. This is no, as in there's no mid-credit or post-credit thing. Yes. But all right. Damn. They really did some damage there in the end. Docs and her loyalists.
It seems like there are only like 2 or 3 branches left.
Yeah.
And even it kind of looked, and that was a bit weird to me. It kind of looked like there were remnants. Like there is like literal. Like they destroyed some debris, of the. Like debris on the screen. Like, and usually I didn't remember it like having debris in the same way. And I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah. I don't know. How do we come back from this? Can we get those branches back somehow? Like once they've been pruned, or yeah, again, like there's some serious stakes to this series. It is just like Loki said. It's not just the TVAs. Like it's everything. It's everything. The entire world, all of the different versions and timelines, it's just in danger just because of what's happening, and also especially because of what's coming, and the TVA being the last line of defense when it comes to all of the Kang variants.
Yeah, and like and I even it's compute what the thing like sorry I just have so
reel it back
so many thoughts. I think it's like there's so many contradictions, and that's also I think the Ouroboros nature of it all. Like there's so many, and I mean like the phenomenon
not the character
yeah.
Yes.
It really, because and that the whole thing of like seeing time as circular. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around, and I know I've said this before with like time travel and stuff like that, and I know it's just because it's just fictional, but it's just so hard for me to wrap my head around, because I'm like, yeah, if they want to prevent Kang and the Council of Kings and like everyone Kang, I feel like then they have to keep the sacred timeline. However, they're also in a disarray now, because they have understood that if you prune people and if you prune timelines, you kill billions and billions and billions of people. Like you kill so many people.
To maintain that sacred timeline, you have to commit atrocities.
Exactly, and it's like, do we want to like do people want to have that on their consciousness? Because I think most people just see variants as programs almost, or like not real people.
Yeah, I'm the original, and all these are fakes.
And there's like also like that whole spiel, right? With the all like when are you the original, and when are you?
Is there such a thing even?
Yeah, exactly, and people like Sylvie, who just wanted to live her life, just wanted to be
free from the TVA. She's been running from them her entire life.
Yes, and where she finds herself the most free is just being completely normal. And I must say I relate a lot to that, because back when I was, 13, 14, I wished for nothing else than being normal and having a normal life.
You didn't?
I didn't feel like it, no. I felt like I was out of place all the time. So there's that. But so I relate a lot to that. She's always felt like she was out of time and place, because she always had to hide in these big disastrous moments, and she just wanted to live. And at this point she just wanted to live a normal life.
Yeah, peace and quiet.
Just working at a McDonald's, same old, you know, like just being completely normal and just going through a normal person's life. Perhaps that's also why I think she's gonna turn back to the TVA and help them, because she understands like how normal lives, like how important that is to so many, and how important it was to her. So perhaps she can empathize with like just people wanting to live. So there's also that. And then like, but if you have to keep this timeline, the sacred timeline, you have to prune it.
Prune the other timelines.
Yeah, so do you want to risk the Council of the Kangs? Do you want to risk all of that? So that, like, I feel like there's like multiple threats.
There is, and like quite the dilemma that they're in.
Because there's also the whole temporal loom thing. And how does it look now when so much have been pruned? And was it a good idea to do after like the whole, like the overrides were like, because now it's what Obi said. It was that, well, there are no one can get into the
he was supposed to go in and install a new device that could handle all of the timelines, but is that necessary now?
But also the only one who can now enter the temporal loom is He Who Remains.
Yeah, the one who built the all of it.
Yeah, and Sylvie killed him.
Yes, but then they did say that Miss Minutes could override it.
Yes, so they have to find Miss Minutes.
And Miss Minutes, we don't know, like, might be with Renslayer, because, they keep bringing Renslayer up, and she's on one of these timelines, so I guess, like, that's what we're gonna get into in the next episode, is finally finding her again and figuring out, okay, what was her role in all of this, and her partnership with He Who Remains, and yada yada.
Yeah, and in the end, because He Who Remains, they obviously had a partnership or something going on, like they were teaming up. Then it's like, because if He Who Remains wanted to keep the timelines, and it seems like he was the only one who was wanting to keep the timeline, simply because he didn't want to unleash
all his variants
on the world, because that would mean utter destruction. So this whole thing, like, again, it's just so many contradictions. I can't really, like, I can't have it all. Like, it's I can't.
And then I guess, like, that's how the characters are feeling as well, and that's like the nature of this story, and us, like, in the whole. How do you even try to solve this, or is there a best case scenario? Is there some path that we don't know about yet? I'm sure that we're gonna figure it out through the series, that it's not a either we do this or that type of thing, that there is a secret third option. Or
I have to commend the writers, because I kind of have no, like, the contradiction makes it hard for me to predict where this is going.
Yes.
And usually with a lot of time travel stuff, it's pretty easy to see where it like.
Yeah, and I guess, like, with Marvel in general, it doesn't, like, it's not usually the most convoluted storylines, and you can't sort of guess where things are going, and even when something big, like a big surprising event hits you, like a Thanos snapping his fingers, you know that people are gonna come back. It's just, okay, how are we gonna get there? And maybe time travel is gonna be involved, and what do you know, time travel involved. So but here I agree with you, it is hard to predict exactly, like, hopefully there's gonna be a good outcome, or maybe not. Maybe it's going to end in disaster, and it's not going to get resolved until we get to the next Avengers movies. And now we're finally really starting to build towards that.
Perhaps.
Because
we didn't get to speak a lot about this last time, but I feel like there's somewhat of a disconnect between Quantumania and Loki. I know they tried to bridge it.
There was that scene in the end.
Yeah, I think there were 2 scenes.
Yeah, but like one in particular with Loki.
Yeah, sure. But what I mean is just like it felt a bit disconnected, and perhaps we should just like put a spoiler warning if you haven't watched Quantumania. But the whole thing with like Kang the Conqueror being killed off and then sending all of the Kangs after. But this is like, but here it seems like everyone is coming to get, because the one who remains, he was killed, and that was the thing that kind of unleashed because it seems like he was the last defense, and that was what tripped.
That was what set everything in motion, and
in at least in the part of like in the Loki version of it, and then Quantumania comes along and says, well, because Kang the Conqueror died, now they feel free to just. Yeah, and it seems like the whole thing started with the pruning, the lack of pruning of the branching of
the killing of He Who Remains,
and that was what set this whole thing off. So there's just a slight disconnect there for me, at least, and I'm sure they're just gonna explain it. Some fanboy is gonna explain it with some excuse, and it's fine if it works for you. It doesn't work for me. And
right now, at least, yeah.
At least right now, yeah.
Yeah.
And and I've talked about this many times, but sometimes when people try to bridge certain things like continuity wise, where it's like, yeah, this makes sense because yada yada, and I'm just like, just be honest and say, yeah, I didn't think about it, or because sometimes people make excuses and it feels like they're just grasping for straws. And for me, that sometimes it's just where it's just like, just be honest and say that, well, stormtroopers can't freaking shoot because of plot armor. Or something like that. It's fine. Just say that. Don't start some.
Yeah. People try to rationalize things a little too much sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes it's okay to say, yeah, it doesn't make sense and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. It's entertainment anyway. Like, we're just supposed to be entertained. It doesn't have to make sense all the time. It doesn't, like, everything doesn't have to fit together. There doesn't have to be like this big logic to all of it, or these explanations. And I know, like, your rational brain really tries to find those explanations a lot of the time. Like, for example, again, you brought up Star Wars with some of the things that happen in space and the physics of it all, where it's just like, just let go and it doesn't matter.
But I cannot turn that part of my brain off. No. But that's when I have a certain thing where it's like, yeah, it's just fantasy, just go with it.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I got that, but it's also, I think that's also what then annoys me a little bit when people just try to explain things where it's just like, yeah, you can also just say like, it's fucking magic, and that's
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Even though you're looking for an explanation, you know that there isn't a rational one.
Yeah, and then just go with that instead, instead of just trying to bridge it with some crazy ass, and then you have to build on a whole lot of things just to explain that little detail where you could just be like, yeah, it doesn't make sense, just go with it.
And sometimes they do come up with an explanation later on in a different medium, or like, for example, sorry, I'm just going to go back to Star Wars because that's what I do, but with the Death Star, that being a big thing, where it's like, why did they build it like that, where you just had to shoot down a freaking hole and the whole thing explodes? But then we learn later on in Rogue One that, Galen Erso designed it like that because he wanted someone to blow the thing up. So he put in this flaw. It's like, okay, you retroactively explained that. And I don't mind that, but as you say, like, sometimes it's just too much trying to make sense of things.
Yeah, and that doesn't bother me as much. But it's like there's still part of that bothers me a little bit. Like, you had to come up with a whole movie and the whole thing just to explain something that people have been pointing out for years and years and years, like decades.
A really good movie, though.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind it as much. It's still a pet peeve of mine.
Sure.
But it's okay because it's like a great movie, and yeah, for many reasons. So again, it's just a pet peeve, and now it just ended up taking over the whole
discussion. Yeah.
I guess and I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit in comments, I guess, but it's an opinion. It's just an opinion, and if you don't agree, then fine.
It's entertainment. It's all subjective anyway, as I always say. There's no right or wrong opinions when it comes to this stuff. So just
it's just an opinion.
It's just an opinion. But I think that means that discussion has run its course, maybe. So let's get into Danish Word of the Day, and then we'll wrap it up. And we had this very long interrogation scene in this one where they were breaking bread. And Loki sort of going back to his villainous ways. And I like how they got into that and sort of talked about that subject, because it is a bit like Loki was very much a villain leading up to this. And he even sort of, when he was talking to Mobius and they were eating pie and got into the whole, oh yeah, remember that one time when I just went down to Earth with an alien army and da 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 da. It was like,
that was a tiny thing.
Yeah, just this just tiny little thing you did. But he's done a lot of things, and he is usually a villain, and he is also, like, for lack of a better term here, and they use it like he's a loser. He always loses. But now Loki is a very different character, and I really like the journey that he's on. But either way, I thought that we could translate villain, because I don't think we've done that. So villain in Danish is
squawk.
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 Yeah, it's not a word we use a lot, but it's just like the word itself. It sounds so non-threatening. Squawk. So
it's I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of like cucumber, because agurk, squawk. So it's like
yeah, like a cucumber in Danish is agurk, and then you have squawk, and it's
so it sounds a bit like a vegetable or something.
Cucumbers aren't that threatening either, unless you place it next to a cat. Apparently, then they feel like they are threatened. No,
yes,
never mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Anything else to say about that?
No, I don't think so.
Not really. So just villain in English, squawk in Danish, and I'll do it for this reaction and review of Loki, Season 2, Episode 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you here same time next week. Ish. Bye.
Bye.